Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today I want to talk about a beautiful and quietly powerful transit happening on the 3rd of April. Mercury direct in Pisces trine, Jupiter direct in Cancer. This is one of those aspects that doesn't scream for attention, but if you listen closely it can open doors. Mentally, emotionally, creatively, and even spiritually. This is a transit about clarity through feeling, wisdom through intuition, and saying yes to something that's been forming for a while now. Mercury is the planet of the mind. It rules how we think, communicate, speak, write, learn, teach, negotiate, and process information. Mercury governs conversations, emails, contracts, travel, study, and the way ideas move from your inner world into the outer one. But Mercury doesn't behave the same way in every sign. In Pisces, Mercury isn't linear. It doesn't move in bullet points. It moves in images, symbols, feelings, and dreams. This is intuitive intelligence, emotional intelligence, psychic intelligence. Mercury in Pisces communicates through tone, energy, music, art, and subtle cues, rather than logic alone. Now Jupiter is the planet of growth and meaning. It expands whatever it touches. Jupiter rules wisdom, faith, hope, learning, teaching, blessings, opportunities, and long-term vision. Wherever Jupiter is, we're asked to grow, not just materially, but mentally and spiritually. In Cancer, Jupiter is exalted, meaning it expresses itself very strongly and very naturally. Here, growth comes through emotional safety, family connections, healing, belonging, ancestry, and the sense of home. Jupiter in Cancer grows what nourishes us. So when we bring these two planets together, Mercury says, let's talk, think, write, learn. Jupiter says, let's believe, grow, and move forward. Together, they create hopeful communication and meaningful understanding. Now let's talk about a trine. A trine is a 120-degree angle between two planets. It's one of the most harmonious aspects in astrology. Trines happen between signs of the same element, and here we're working with water. That means emotion, intuition, memory, healing, and flow. Unlike squares or oppositions, trines don't demand action through tension. They offer opportunity. They feel natural. Things tend to move more easily, but you still have to participate. Think of a trine as an open door. The door won't push you through, but it's unlocked. This trine is especially important for one key reason. Both Mercury and Jupiter are now direct. Earlier versions of this alignment involved retrograde energy, delays, revisions, uncertainty, ideas forming but not fully landing. Now, the fog lifts. This feels like mental clarity returning, conversations finally flowing, plans that stalled beginning to move again, intuitive insights making sense, not just noise. This is a powerful window for signing agreements, starting or launching a project, publishing, teaching, or sharing ideas, booking travel, having heartfelt conversations, sending the message you've rewritten 10 times. Because this is Mercury in Pisces, the words don't just come from the head, they come from the heart. Because this is Jupiter in Cancer, what you say and believe carries emotional weight and long-term impact. This is a deeply intuitive transit. You may notice vivid dreams, strong gut instincts, emotional clarity, a feeling of this just feels right, increased compassion and sensitivity, and creative inspiration. This is beautiful energy for healing work, therapy and emotional processing, creative writing, music, poetry or art, spiritual practices, and family conversations and reconciliation. While this energy is gentle and supportive, it can also feel fuzzy if you ignore practical grounding. Mercury in Pisces doesn't love details, so double-check information, dates, and logistics. Let intuition guide you, but don't abandon discernment. Okay, so let's see where the magic will fall in each sign using houses. Hi Aries, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 12th and 4th houses of your life. The two main houses activated are your inner world, healing, and subconscious patterns, and your home, family, and emotional foundation. This points at quiet but powerful breakthroughs. For example, a healing conversation with a parent, clarity around a living situation, or finally understanding why something from the past affected you the way it did. Dreams, therapy, journaling, or time alone may bring emotional relief and a sense of peace. Hi Taurus, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 11th and 3rd houses of your life. The two main houses activated are friendships, networks, and long-term goals, and communication, writing, and learning. This points at good news through friends, supportive messages, or opportunities shared through your community. Like a friend recommending you for something, a social post gaining traction, or an idea finally being heard. Conversations feel encouraging instead of draining. Hi Gemini, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 10th and 2nd houses of your life. The two main houses activated are career, public life and reputation, and money, income and self-worth. This points at work-related conversations going well, such as a raise discussion, a new role, positive feedback, or a client saying yes. Your voice, writing, or expertise may directly translate into financial growth or stability now. Hi Cancer, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 9th and 1st houses of your life. The two main houses activated are learning, travel, beliefs, and future vision, and your identity and direction. This points at clarity about where you're headed. For example, deciding to study something new, travel, teach, publish, or share your story more openly. You may feel more confident speaking your truth and trusting your intuition about what comes next. Hi Leo, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 8th and 12th houses of your life. The two main houses activated are emotional intimacy, shared resources, and transformation, and rest, healing, and letting go. This points at gentle emotional release, such as a breakthrough in therapy, a supportive financial arrangement, or finally releasing an old fear, grief, or attachment. You may feel protected, guided, or emotionally supported without needing to explain everything. Hi Virgo, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 7th and 11th houses of your life. The two main houses activated are relationships and partnerships, and future plans and community. This points at encouraging conversations with partners, friends, or collaborators. For example, a relationship conversation that brings relief, an agreement that feels fair, or a shared dream becoming realistic. Support shows up through people who believe in you. Hi Libra, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 6th and 10th houses of your life. The two main houses activated are daily work, health and routines, and career and public roles. This points at things flowing more smoothly at work, like better communication with co-workers, a healthier schedule, or recognition for your efforts. Small changes to routines can improve your overall sense of purpose and direction. Hi Scorpio, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 5th and 9th houses of your life. The two main houses activated are creativity, romance and joy, and beliefs, learning and exploration. This points at inspired creativity, writing, art, teaching, or sharing your wisdom, as well as romantic conversations that feel emotionally aligned. You may feel excited about learning, traveling, or expressing yourself more freely. Hi Sagittarius, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 4th and 8th houses of your life. The two main houses activated are home, family, and emotional roots, and shared finances and deep emotional bonds. This points at emotional healing around family or home. For example, resolving something from childhood, receiving help, or feeling more secure where you live. Financial or emotional support from others may come through naturally. This might be a family inheritance or family property issues. Hi Capricorn, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 3rd and 7th houses of your life. The two main houses activated are communication, agreements and learning, and relationships. This points at heart-centered conversations, such as clearing misunderstandings, signing a contract, or having a meaningful talk with a partner. Words land well now, and agreements can feel emotionally supportive instead of transactional. Hi Aquarius, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the 2nd and 6th houses of your life. The two main houses activated are income, values and skills, and work and health. This points at improvements around money and daily life, such as negotiating pay, finding a job that feels emotionally sustainable, or discovering a routine that supports your well-being. Practical changes feel nourishing, not restrictive. Hi Pisces, you can expect the magic of this trine to flow into the first and fifth houses of your life. The two main houses activated are your identity and voice, and creativity, romance, and pleasure. This points at speaking up, being seen, and creating from the heart, like sharing your art, expressing feelings, starting something playful, or allowing yourself more joy. Confidence and inspiration rise together now,